All right, so I am live. I am using a whole new camera. So this stream better look crisp. Crisper than Berchel's, no, than Valdez's punches on Saturday night. I see you guys are testing. I just hope it works. I'm not trying to look crusty or, blurry like usual. I got I use this camera now. Okay, I don't look crusty. Good job. I'm so happy that I'm here. I don't look crusty. Everything looks crisp and I don't look blurry. As always, I just ask that you let me know if you can hear me okay, if you can see me okay. And again, I'm just glad that I'm not looking blurry as hell and I'm not looking crazy as hell. I mean, crazy a little bit, but not blurry. And that's what I don't want to look. I'm not trying to look blurry. So let me know if you can hear me. I know Joe Lopez 40 ounce is already in here. I love the name because, I mean, if you didn't drink 40 ounces as a teenager, did you really live a normal teenage life? Now I'm drinking freaking Coke coffee thing, which I don't know who came up with this. I just wanted to try it. It's okay. Also, my nails are not dirty. It's just when I dyed my hair black, um, it still stains. So, Adi's here. Adi, how are you? Adi, I know you were talking about the Canelo fight this weekend. I think we're all like kind of upset about that still with the WBC not claiming they don't want a mandatory for Canelo being a franchise champion, yet here he is doing some mandatory defense. So of course it's Canelo fight week, but it doesn't really feel like Canelo fight week because I'm not really interested in this opponent. I'm obviously still gonna watch it, but I'm not like, wow, I'm looking forward to this, and I'm trying to see how Canelo's gonna do. Does anybody else feel the same, or is everybody just it's Canelo fight week? Let's go, let's get rid of this dude. How are you guys feeling about Canelo? And of course, facing Yildirim, right? And of course, as his coach, Diaz is very vocal about the fact that he's transformed Yildirim, that they're no longer going to call him a robot, that he's going to come here and, of course, shock the world, maybe in the same fashion that Oscar Valdez did. But I find that very highly unlikely. But we'll see, right? Anything can happen in boxing. We saw that this past weekend with Oscar Valdez's ridiculously mesmerizing performance against Alacran Berchel, which honestly I felt like it was a dream. I'm like, did this really happen? Because I could have sworn Red Shell was gonna decapitate the kid. Ah, fuck! I'm probably gonna demonetize for saying decapitate. Oh well. So you're saying you're not watching it? I have to. Like, I just always watch boxing. It doesn't matter if I'm not really. If I'm not like, I know people say that all the time. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. But I feel like it's it's much more complex than that. And just because you don't like something doesn't mean you should just not watch it. You're still gonna enjoy the sport and you're still gonna tune in just, because we're fucking nosy as boxing fans. But just because, you not necessarily agree with something doesn't mean you just automatically, oh, don't tune in then. Hi Barca Raider, how are you? Puro Canelo team. Wait, Kung? Like where? Kung Fu? Might as well get this out of the way before we start talking about the recap of Saturday's fights. What round do you guys think Canelo knocks Yildirim out? If you think he does, I think he will, just because Yildirim coming off a loss and like a bunch of time off inactivity, right? I think that's what it is. So, I'm gonna say third, fourth round knockout by Canelo. What do you guys think? Do you think Canelo knocks him out? What if Canelo goes the distance? Like, would you guys be upset? I feel like people would talk shit if Canelo went the distance. But yes, let me know in the comments what you guys think of Canelo. When you guys think he's gonna KO, if he does get a KO. But whenever he wants, whenever he wants. I mean, perhaps, and maybe he's gonna give him a chance to kind of show what he got, or maybe he's not going to let him show what he got. we'll see. Canelo might carry him because he wants former. I mean, I feel like the fact that it was his former sparring partner, Canelo already knows like the ins and outs of Yildirim. And I know that you can say the same thing about Yildirim to Canelo, right? Like he's more familiar with him, which might give him an advantage, but I just don't. I just don't think so. Hello, Avenger '07. Just because I happen to still have the zone, I canceled that shit. I can't. Mm-mm. I can't. I mean, they just took so long to come back to boxing, like in the and I get it, it's quarantine, but everybody else started doing stuff in the summer. PBC started doing shit like in August, September, I believe, and the zone was just like lagging. So, I think Canelo just want to give him a paycheck. Hi, Sean. How are you? I love how you guys are saying hi to each other in the comments. Hello, Celtic. How are you? So we already talked about. um well, supposedly they're also charging like a pay-per-view. Hold on, let me move my camera a little bit. Supposedly they're also doing like pay-per-view, which in my like for like $50 or something. And it's like, why would anybody pay $50 for that? No offense, I don't see how they would do that when also you can just get a month of the zone. I'm not sure. But enough of Canelo. We'll probably talk about that next week. I mean, the opponent's just there. But hey, just like we mentioned, anything can happen in boxing. Just like Adi said, Valdez really surprised me. You guys have, if you've been in my lives, which I'm sure if you're here now, you've been in my lives before. I gave Valdez zero chance. I gave Valdez no chance whatsoever. I truly believe that Berchel would just be too big, too strong for a Valdez who had been put down by smaller opposition previously, right? But Valdez had been hurt by Adam Lopez. I felt like moving to Canelo team, to Eddie Reynoso was not necessarily the best choice for Valdez. I was like, oh, he has an identity crisis. Oh man, like he's trying to be more defensive, but he's still getting hit. Like, I just don't see how he can win. But holy fuck, it was literally like third round where I was just like, God damn, I don't think that, Valdez was just always too quick, too sharp, get in and get out. He was switching from orthodox to southpaw, which I thought was really impressive. And the more he kept catching Berchelt, and Berchelt was trying to, counter and just couldn't. Berchelt just couldn't land a significant punch. Maybe he landed like two or three punches that, like, I guess, kind of, le pusieron un tate quieto a Valdez, but then he came back, and then Valdez kept doing this beautiful thing of baiting Berchelt into the ropes and then switching around, and pummeling him against the ropes. It was just a masterclass. A lot of people were comparing this to, it might be like Barrera versus Morales, but it wasn't. It was basically just a one-sided beating by Valdez. When I think there was two people on Twitter who were like going for Valdez and actually predicting that Valdez would win. No one else. I don't think I saw anybody else picking Valdez. So, that was, usually it feels like shitty to be wrong, right? Usually like, oh, fuck, my prediction's wrong. Like, holy fuck, I'm dumb. I know shit about boxing. But this time, like, it felt really good. I was not necessarily rooting for either of them because they're Mexican and I love them both. And they both done their share of, they both gone through their share of adversity to get to where they're at. But I was like just leaning towards Berchelt because he's strong and he's just a strong motherfucker and he's huge for 130, right? And again, Berchelt and Valdez had been down twice, three times before. So I was like, if someone like Genesis Urbania can put Valdez down and someone like a very underexperienced Adam Lopez, who was a late replacement, can put Valdez down and hurt him, what can Berchelt do? But shit. Valdez was literally like, hold my beer. I'll show you guys. Celtic Yang says, Valdez impressive the heck out of Melody. I had Berchelt going into, did anybody here had Valdez winning? Even in like, let's say a decision, I just feel like, I felt like Berchelt was just going to bully the kid. I dead ass not in a million years did I think this was gonna happen. Barca Reyes says it was a boxing lesson. It really was, right? So I feel like we all got it wrong because even the people who were saying that it was gonna be at least a little bit competitive were saying, or a lot of it competitive, were saying that it was gonna be similar to Valdez. I mean, Morales versus Barrera, and that did not happen because Valdez was just in control the entirety of the fight. We did see Berchel come back like in the seventh round, I believe, a little bit after the second half. And he did land a little bit more accurately, which kind of got me thinking, like, ooh, here it comes. Like, but Valdez was winning this whole time, but here comes Berchel, and just one punch is going to end it. Here he comes. Again, Valdez said no with a heart. um the amount of improvement from, yes, that's what I, and again, I feel like this Valdez, being the disciplined guy that he is, he and Reynoso really took the time to study Berchelt and literally just completely take away any of his advantages, which was height, reach. And I think height, they're the same height, but reach and size advantage and power. I just could not fucking believe that Valdez was the one with the harder punches. When, especially after Berchel's legs were done because Valdez had already dropped him and hurt him so badly in the fourth round, all his power was gone. His punches were slow. They were, laggy. It was like my streams before, like just laggy as fuck. That's how Berchel's punches seemed. So I just, oh my God, it was crazy. Which rounds did you, I think I gave him the seventh and that's it. But I know later in the fight, he was doing better, landing more. But one of the judges gave him the first three rounds, which in my head, I'm like, bitch, where? I did not see that. But it looked like he was a quicksand compared to Valdez in terms of hand speed. Good comparison. Michael, how are you, by the way? Hi. Didn't expect that on there. Gotta take my hat off to him. Yeah, and he just looked like he was in slow motion. I don't get what happened coming in, because if when we saw the Blood, Sweat, and Tears little documentary that they did for Top Rank, they're both expressing how, yeah, they're cool with each other, but at the same time, they each got something to prove. So I felt like, oh, Berchelt is so invested in defeating Valdez because he wants to prove that he could have gone to the Olympics, that he's not going to let this boy survive. Like, he's not going to let this boy get any advantage over him. He's just going to go in there and bully him. And he was super, serious coming into the ring. I was like, holy shit, here it comes. Like, I love you, Valdez, but, again, Valdez is just like, I don't think so. He said if it got down to it, he would make the fight interesting and interchange Berchelt. And yeah, so I agree, it's Carlos. At the beginning, as we saw, it was Valdez kind of coming forward, and he was throwing everything with bad intentions, right? Like, if you see the first couple rounds, he's the one like swinging, like really like headhunting, basically, right? And kind of trying to set the pace of the fight. But it is Berchelt who's walking him back, right? But as the fight goes on, it is actually it switches, and it's actually Valdez on the attack. And I don't think I ever guessed that was gonna happen. Avenger says he had Valdez winning. Te creo o no te creo? And he says no, because Berchelt is too slow and he was going to be heavy in there. You know what? The thing of the weight is a discussion that a lot of people are bringing up, because he is a huge 130. And we saw in the weigh-ins when he actually finally weighed in and he got off the scale, he was like, holy, like, oh my God, I made weight. And I was actually really surprised that he did, because especially here in the pandemic, we have seen people who have not been making weight because they don't have access to a sauna, or because they have to go into the bubble or whatever. Oh my God, Miguel, the ya valió verga comment was flagged by YouTube, so you don't think that I'm ignoring you, okay? It got flagged by YouTube. I just saw it. Ya valió verga. We need to, that's me at any minor inconvenience, ya valió verga. And the fact that he said that, right? He literally said, ya valió verga. Like, I feel at that point, he was defeated. And that's what Valdez did. He not only just outperformed Burchell completely, but he literally broke him down emotionally to the point where, for a Mexican, I mean, Mexicans say ya valió verga all the time. But for a Mexican who was so invested in proving that he could beat Valdez, to prove that he could have gone to the Olympics himself, for him to go to his corner so defeated and literally like murder out, like, oh, ya valió verga. Like, I believe, I mean, I'm not a trainer. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I know what's up. But I would have just been like, let's just end this, because it was literally a premonition of what was to come, that brutal fucking knockout, right? And yes, footwork was his footwork was amazing. I mentioned how he was baiting Betchel into the ropes and then kind of coming out and then pummeling him against the ropes. And he just looked fucking amazing. It's crazy. Betcha went up. Yeah, he went up a lot. And maybe now when he comes back, he can go to 135 instead. I don't see him being a champion again, just looking at the landscape of both the 130 and 135 division, but I do feel like some good fights could be made. But Valdez proved me wrong about becoming a two-time world champion, two-division world champion. I mean, maybe Berchelt can do it too, and I would welcome it. I gave Berchelt the 6 and the 7. I think, yeah, I just remember that in the second half, like immediately at the second half, he was doing better and he was actually landing the better punch, landing like the better punches of those rounds. But shit. Hi Wesley, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. ¿Cómo estás? 2 rounds of Berchelt. Well, I think I don't remember giving this. I think I gave him the 7th for sure. But I was also drinking as per usual. The messages, yeah. What the heck? Why are they don't seem blurry on my screen. Am I blurry too? Let me know if I'm blurry, because I'm using a good camera now. This better not be the same shit as usual. Do you think Berchelt can ever be the same again? I think it depends on him. He made a statement claiming that, he is willing to come back stronger. And everybody says that, right? But I don't know. He, in his interview with El Piolín, I don't know if you guys saw it, he was talking about how he wants to start a family now, and now he has a savings account now for, in case he should have a family, he should start a family, like having kids. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe not the same, but hopefully still come back and do some fights. Valdez, sweet jab, had Berchelt second guessing himself. Yeah, he established the fight very, very early on, but just, followed up with combinations, and it was the combination in the 9 that first put Berchelt on his ass again. Let's see. Who would you guys like? Let's say Berchelt were to come back. Who would you guys like to see him against? And then who would you guys like to see Valdez against? Because everybody, of course, mentions Shakur Stevenson, because Shakur Stevenson was ringside, like, eyeing that, like, WBC belt, right? He was on it. He was tweeting and shit. He was like, Valdez had not even left the ring yet, and Stevenson was already just tweeting that he wanted that belt. Let's see. The corner did Berchelt wrong by sending him out. Yeah, I feel like, but I think they asked, like, do you want me to stop it? And I think he said no. And of course, no Mexican fighter is ever going to fucking say I quit or no. And imagine if Berchelt did quit, he would never live that down. He would never live that down. And that's why a lot of Mexican fighters would rather put their life on the line. And of course, they all have that signature saying of, I'll die in the ring and you got to carry me out of the ring in a stretcher. And they take pride in that. It's like, why? Relax. Like, please don't hurt yourself. But imagine if Berchelt would have actually said, you know what? Yes, stop it. Or if the corner would have stopped it. He would have not, as a Mexican fighter, been able to live that down ever. Ever. Like, boxing fans in general, like, are very inconsiderate. But especially Mexicans. Like, we want you to, for us and our entertainment, to prove that you're this, like, worthy Mexican champion warrior, to put your health at risk, right? Hello, Jorge, ¿cómo estás? Or George. Hola, Lily, great fight by Valdez, and had a plan switching stances and just not falling into old habits. Yes! And perhaps that was my biggest takeaway of this whole thing, because coming in, I didn't write a prediction because I've been really busy. I did write a post fight. Like, it's not a recap, it's more just like my thoughts on it. You guys can catch that at ChicanaBoxing.com. But I did remember before the fight, I was like, it's going to be Valdez's nonstop interest to want to come in and trade. And, even though he's trying to be careful, he's eventually just going to give in to trade and go toe to toe with Berchelt. And that's where he's going to fuck up. And that's what Berchelt is going to capitalize on and catch him. But it turned out to be the other way around. He stayed very, very fucking disciplined the entire time, Jorge. I do agree with you a lot on that. He stayed on his plan, never, went out of the game plan. And it was him who capitalized on Berchelt just getting so frustrated and going forward because, he caught him going forward. Berchelt was coming forward, throwing punches of his own when Valdez caught him and basically Pacquiao'd him, right? He literally Pacquiao'd Berchelt. And it was scary because Berchelt was unconscious for a while. And we were crying first when Valdez started crying. Like me and my uncle and my aunt, we were drinking. So, we cry. We're emotional people, but throw some liquor in there and you gotta be even more emotional. So I was crying a little bit, but then I saw okay, it's been a while. Why is he not getting up? And then he wasn't even it didn't even seem like he was breathing. So that just scared me. Kind of like Rosario all over again with, ¿cómo se llama? Charlo. But I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad the CT scan came back okay. And again, Valdez just proved everybody wrong, including myself. And I'm here for it. Shit, I'm fucking here for it. It's Carlos says the only thing Valdez could have done better was go to the body because mid-fight Valdez got tired from banging the head a lot. Yeah, I think that is usually the rule with smaller guys going up to fight bigger opposition is, in Spanish, we say ataca el cuerpo y la cabeza cae sola. I'm pretty sure it's the same in English, right? You attack the body and the headshot fall, right? Same thing, right? So I feel like I agree to an extent, but I just feel like he was being already so successful and he knew that he was in control already that just came that was just like, okay, well, I'm just beating his ass already. So who cares, kind of? Berchelt, 135 will retire. I do think he might give it a run at 135, but I don't think he will actually win a title again. I think the landscape of the division is just filled with this young guys and a lot of people. I mean, no one's making an excuse for Berchelt, but people are bringing up the fact that it might have a little bit something to do with the COVID diagnosis that he previously had, given the fact that they're making connections with other fighters who also tested positive for COVID, who look like shit in their fights. Jamal Herring being one of them, who, yes, he beat Okendo, but that was kind of a weird, performance. And a bunch, the Eddie Hearn guys who lost, I heard had COVID before. But Luke Campbell had COVID and he did okay. So, I'm not saying people are making excuses for Berchelt, but it is a possibility because I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't know if you guys remember, I had COVID. I still feel like shit. I still have symptoms. I still feel like shit every now and then. So perhaps people just don't fully recover. But again, I feel like this was more of Berchelt Valdez just having a just better ring IQ, better game plan, better ring generalship, better answers, faster hands, crispness, accuracy. He just had that, and he didn't let Berchelt capitalize on his size. Avengers says versus Tank. Now, that is a very interesting fight, but given the fact that, the whole stupid PBC and top rank shit, I don't think that fight ever happens. So that sucks. But that would still be a good fight. I would say, I don't know. I would say I favor Tank, but looking at resumes, wait, who are you talking about, Valdez or Berchelt? Either one, I just feel like given resumes, they do still have I don't know. Los Santa Cruz versus Berchelt. I don't want Santa Cruz to stay at 130. I want him to go back down to 126. Barker Raider says Valdez. Yeah, that would be lit. I think. See, and here I am again now double guessing to go against Valdez because I went against Valdez in this fight and he proved me the fuck wrong. So if I say, oh, I still favor Shakur Stevenson, then maybe Valdez is gonna prove me the fuck wrong again. Again, resumes here. I know Shakur Stevenson is just, he looks on some other level shit, right? Especially skill wise, like his boxing ability, his boxing IQ, his movement. He is just a top dog, even though you know he lacks a resume. But imagine having Valdez in his resume, especially after defeating such defeating Butcher in such a devastating manner. I think that'd be great for either of those guys to get the victory. And I don't think it would affect Valdez as much if he were to lose to Shakur, because it would just be like styles make fights, and it will be kind of like when Canelo lost to Mayweather, because these guys are just that good with their boxing IQ, right? And the other guy's more of a brawler. So I think I'm just gonna give now Valdez a more benefit of the doubt, because now we know that, especially with partner with a Reynoso, they study their opponents, and they will. I trust him to make the fight interesting, right? Valdez. Oh, I already said that. Valdez, the winner. Her shit. When is Herring Frampton gonna happen? That shit keeps getting postponed. Herring and Frampton were supposed to fight last year. Didn't happen. This year, Frampton got a fucking injury or something. I'm just like, damn, is this fight cursed or something? Miguel says Berchelt versus Andrew Cancio. Berchelt, yeah, Andrew Cancio is with Top Rank. He was supposed to fight Gabe Flores, who was the co-main event of Berchelt versus Valdez, and he actually stopped Jason Velez, which to me was impressive as fuck, because Jason Velez has given everybody a run for their fucking money, and I think only Valdez stopped them, but it wasn't like super devastating. And he went the distance with Ryan Garcia. I think he went the distance with Jojo Diaz too. And this kid gave Flores just like disposed of him like with not that many rounds in. So Andrew Cancio was supposed to be the guy that was there. I don't think Andrew Cancio has fought for Top Rank since signing with Top Rank. Am I right? I don't think I've seen Cancio fight yet for Top Rank. Valdez versus Shakur would be complicated for Valdez. Shakur's even faster, more conservative than Valdez, and we saw Valdez excels. Yes, it's Carlos. This is what I'm saying with, I wouldn't hold it against Valdez if he were to lose to Shakur, because I don't think it takes away from his greatness. It's just literally styles makes fights, and some fighters, really struggle with certain styles, and Shakur's he just looks talented, man. Like Shakur he looks just on some other shit. Name the last time someone did what Valdez did, move up and beat the best champion in the division, Canelo Award. I mean, this was, yeah. And I think because we were all, I don't think anybody gave him a chance. I mean, a couple people, right? But a lot of people who I saw were giving him the benefit of the doubt, or were rooting for him, are people who are close to his team. So I'm like, well, no shit, you're going to root for him, right? But I never really saw anybody make an actual argument of why they thought Valdez would win against Berchelt. So I think the fact that not only did he beat Berchelt, but he did it in such a devastating fashion that we're all just like mind fucked. And it was amazeballs. Lily, but when he was asked how do you feel by the corner response, ya valió verga. Yes, I mean, I think so too. I actually think the fight should have been stopped after the 4th round. He literally wobbled to his corner. Like his legs were all fucked up, and he's like just walking off. Like he was wobbly, but he was also stiff. It was like he was trying to stiffen up his legs. So he's like stiff walking, but also like all fucked up. So I don't know. Like, I feel like they should have. He was really hurt on the 4th round. Really hurt. So I feel like I would have stopped that then. You know what I mean? That's just me, though. I'm sorry if I'm skipping through comments. This is, as you guys know, this is a different website that I'm using to stream. So the comments kind of come by kind of like more unorganized, and I'm just like trying to keep up. The other one like was in order. This one's kind of just like bringing me comments out of nowhere. So if I miss your comment, just type it again. Please. Sanford will know how to properly bring back Berchelt. Some easy fights. Yeah, I think he needs some fights to definitely bring his confidence back. And I would love to see him against Cancio, because they're both no strangers to defeat, to knockout losses too. So I would love to see that. That's a good one. Let's see, Nighthawk. I can't. Oh, there. Hello, Nighthawk. How are you? Valdez was throwing power punches from the round. Yes. He was literally, yeah, he was swinging for the fences. But when I saw that in the first round, I'm like, oh, he shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, he's gonna get caught by Berchelt. But it was actually Berchelt who was leaving his fucking face wide open while trying to catch Valdez. It's how your body takes it. That true. That true. Uh, uh see what I mean? I'm just picking the same comments. Let's see. Pancho Villa con sus viejas a la orilla. Berchelt was a heavy favorite. This was by far his best performance. I got it wrong too. I think, but like I said earlier, like we all got it wrong, but it's not one of those like, damn, we got it wrong, like we're stupid or fuck, like how could we get it wrong? Like this was one of those like, damn, we got it wrong. That's kind of lit though. Like we are happy that we got it wrong, right? Or at least like when we get it wrong, we got it wrong, and like we all got it wrong. I feel like it helps that we all got it wrong for the most part collectively, like not just fans, analysts, former boxers. We're all not rooting for Berchel, but we all like knew that Berchel would pretty much hurt the kid. Well, that's what we thought, right? So since I think that helps too, the fact that like literally we were all wrong about this, and and we learned today. We learned today. Let's see. Amas balls? I don't get it. I am confusion. You love balls? Berchel was. Oh, yeah, I just read that. Shakira isn't all that. Valdez will beat him. You called Shakira? Oh my god. You guys. Oh, amaze balls. I thought you said Ama's balls. I'm like, you asking me if I love balls? Shakur, see, the thing is that you can say that Shakur is still a prospect, but he does have a belt, Micah. When someone has a belt, I feel like they're no longer a prospect. Yes, you may have a few fights. Yes, you may still be young and untested, but you got a belt, so you better act like it and take on some good competition, which I feel like Shakur does want to. To an extent, because remember when they're trying to make the Josh Warrington fight happen and he priced himself out or something, which I don't like arguing about purses. I don't like arguing about like, well, boxers should make this much or they should be settling for this much. But I just hate when fights don't get made because of money. Or, they can't. I don't like when fights don't get made because of some money shit. Avenger says really was never impressed by Berchelt. Even back when the Bandido Vargas fight, he could have easily. Yeah, well, the those fights were wars, right? Those fights were like literally wars, but it was just a matter of. First of all, Vargas had already been pummeled. Like he just had a really, like, weird career where he was like always getting hurt in fights. Like he just had zero defense, and he was always getting like. Salía como que si like, le metieron una putiza en Tepito. Like, he was just fucked up. All the time. Even in the fights, he would win. I love him, though, because remember that Miura fight in the undercard of Canelo versus Cotto? Oh, my God. That's probably one of my favorite fights ever. That was a fucking crazy-ass fight with Vargas versus Miura, right? And then Berchelt fought Miura, and I was there. It was at the no, that was at the Forum, and I went to see Berchelt versus Miura. That was also a cool fight. I can't say that I was impressed by Berchelt and the fact that he had the best names in his resume, but I was very much so entertained by him. I did feel like he was one of those guys that it's his power that carries him, and he just has power. So until someone can outbox him, he's gonna keep beating motherfuckers up. But he was fighting either Mexicans who also have the same style as him, so he's gonna catch them coming in. A lot of people say that he ducked Jamal Herring and that he picked Valdez because he felt like he would have a harder time with Jamal Herring. And look how that turned out. I'm not sure about that, but I guess you can argue what you're saying, yes. Shakira. Chris, how are you? I love Chris. He messaged me on Sunday talking about what does valió verga mean? And for those who don't know, ya valió verga is like a very, very like extreme way, like, muy vulgar, right? Way of saying like I'm fucked or that's it. This is fucked. Like I'm fucked. Ya vale verga. Like I say that shit all the time, but it's like a really intense, like bad word. I call them baby champs. I don't like calling anybody a fraud when they. I mean, it was a vacant title, and who did it fight? His like then, ¿cómo se llama? Cuñado, right? His like brother-in-law. But I wouldn't call him a fraud. I think just looking at Shakur Stevenson, you can tell that he is going to give a lot of people problems, no matter what division he's in. Like obviously in the vicinity of 126, 130, 135 even maybe. But Sheldon Valdez a worse, but no defense. That's the thing though. Valdez is working on his defensive skills, and he showed it that night. Miguel says this is the night and day from Valdez. Yes, that's what I was thinking because that was the first fight I covered as media, and I was like looking because Snapchat has you have the memories, and I went back and I was like, holy shit! Like Valdez was just out here wilding, like he was just swinging, like he didn't give a fuck. He got his jaw broken and he didn't give a fuck. He was still swinging crazy. Like you think that after a motherfucker breaks your jaw, you're gonna be like a little bit more cautious. You know what I mean? Have a little bit more head movement. Valdez didn't give a fuck back then. So I agree. And again, it shut me the fuck up because I was like, oh fuck. I was like, Red Shot's gonna knock this kid out and prove that Eddie Reynoso did not do shit to help Valdez's defensive costs. I was wrong. Yeah, he won the belt. Yeah. I feel like that's what top ranked dudes do with like the WBO belts. One vacates it and the other one comes and gets it. That's what happened that's what happened with Navarrete, right? Like Navarrete got the other belt and it's like they just like, okay, your turn. Okay, I'm gonna move up. Now here you can have this one. Like to the next guy up. Let's see. Brown Gone One says, I honestly have Shakur beating Valdez. Perhaps. I think, see, if you had asked me this before Saturday, I would have been like, no questions asked. But now I think I'm just not going to doubt Valdez anymore. Like, I'm just going to let him do his thing and then I'll see what's up after. I don't want to be looking stupid out here, continuously doubting Valdez. And then he comes out and proves us wrong. Like, I'm just gonna just shut the fuck up now. I was surprised with Chef Almiora. He was using his legs. Yes, that's what I mean. I think that was like probably one of my favorite fights from Berchelt. Just really, really good fight. Shakur for me is the type of fighter that isn't spectacular, but he's complicated because of his style that has speed and his technical and more than a fighter. Perhaps. But I think that's what makes him spectacular. Because if everybody could do that style, then they would do it. Right? If everybody could do a style where they make the other guy look stupid and not land any punches and them land the punches instead, while just not even getting your face beat up, while still just being fresh as fuck after the fight, I feel like everybody would do that. So I feel like it is spectacular in the fact that he can do that and not everybody can, or else they would, I feel like. Shakur, a woman beater 2 on black and he's dead to me. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I am a victim of DV too. Like, I was almost like dead ass. But I don't want to say because I'll get demonetized. So yeah, like things like that are like kind of hard for me, right? To like justify. But I want to give Shakur the benefit of the doubt that he's young and stupid, right? I guess I'm not defending him, and I'm not like trying to say, oh, I like him or stuff. Like, he does have a lot to prove, even if he's still a champ, or how, I think it was you or someone else who called them baby champs, right? But I just hope that he doesn't become another Broner, another fucking Gervonta, where they're doing this shit in the streets. And when they do shit like that in the streets, you do wonder, like, how comfortable they are abusing people in public. So it makes you kind of disturbed to realize what could they possibly do in closed doors. So I think your comment is valid. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh well, give him second chance. That's yeah, I don't. Mm. Valdez had that look in his eye. He did. He had the. Oh my god, my phone is like. Think I'm talking to them. Talk about Ryan Garcia being played. Wait, being played how? What happened? Because of the Pacquiao thing? My sources told me that was never gonna happen. I just talked to someone. I mean, I talk to them every day. They're very, very close with the Golden Boy people. They told me that was never gonna happen. So Ryan just got ahead of himself, and I just feel like why post it? Post it though. Like why tell everybody? I would not post shit until my signature is on fucking paper, and his signature is on fucking paper. I was impressed with that left hook. It was yes, that left hook found a home on Berchelt. That was the one that first hurt him, right? It was a that left hook followed by like an uppercut that sent him like back towards the ropes, and then a combination and just left hook all night, all night. Para que se llene. Ari says Shakur Stevenson's boxing ability are on a whole different level. Valdez versus Shakur is definitely more intriguing now than before. Agreed, very much so. Agreed. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. Frank is Valdez's manager, by the way. So everybody say congratulations. He wanted to fight Barchet over a year. It took time with Reynoso, but all came together. I did see him mention that he's like, I've been training for a while, and I was just like, really? Like, I didn't know that he was actually aiming specifically for Berchel because, of course, like we saw, ¿cómo se llama? Shakur trying to step in when Berchel came tested positive for COVID-19. We saw that, Shakur was quick to be like, I'll fight you. I'll be your late replacement. And when Valdez turned out down, a lot of people felt like, oh, he's ducking. He's ducking, he's ducking Stevenson's because why not take them? I felt that way too. I was like, oh, why not just take them? Like, fuck it. But it's the fact, and it literally showed Saturday night that Valdez clearly had his eyes on Berchelt and he had a plan very calculated, right? How El Chapulín Colorado says, lo tenía fríamente calculado. Right, so thank you, Frank Espinoza, for coming in. Congratulations to you, to your dad, to everyone, everybody in Valdez's team, and shit, more power to you guys. Hope that fight can happen with Stevenson. But like I said in my article, like boxing fans need to stop being so demanding in the way that like a guy just got like a tremendous fucking victory, like an upset. And people are already like, so who are you going to fight next? Who are you going to fight next? And who's next? I think people need to like relax, let him savor this victory, let him see what's right for him and just relax. But boxing fans are very demanding. And of course, with Valdez, is not going to be any exception, especially because he just killed it. So congratulations again, Frank. And shit, I'm looking forward to him making many more defenses as well now at 130. Luis says, I picked Valdez for simple domination. He's a very proven fighter. Now Shakur, who's that fighter on paper, but he hasn't proven much. Yes, I think like when you mention Shakur Stevenson, it's kind of hard to figure out who the best name in his resume is, correct? Like when it's just the eye test, right? But also it's the styles, like Adi Boxing Talk said. I believe it was Adi who said that it's his style that is going to just look crazy next to any other fighter who's used to just coming forward and being more of a brawler. Valdez has to win now. When did Shakur beat up? I don't know if you remember, but he it was like kind of a fight between a couple people at a gas station, and Shakur Stevenson came. I don't think he even like he was just trying to hit her and he missed and he fell. I don't know if you guys remember that. Ryan was on Fight Hype looking real confused. Yeah, Ryan has been on Fight Hype a lot. Shout out to Fight Hype. Love it over there. Love Fight Hype. Love their content. God, can I just say this? Ryan's tattoos are so fucking ugly. Like, who let him get those tattoos? His friends are fake as fuck. If he was my friend, I'd be like, bro, don't get that shit. That looks ugly. I mean, I have tattoos and people tell me my tattoos are ugly all the time, so I feel like a hypocrite saying that, right? Because I have like a bunch of tattoos. And people are like, oh, your tattoos are ugly, you're gonna regret that shit. So I feel like a hypocrite saying this. But his tattoos are fucking ugly. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I don't. Let me see if I can find it. Perhaps. Let me see. It was like at a gas station or something. I'll see if I can find it. Stevenson. How do I even search it? Beats up someone? Shakur Stevenson gas station? Yeah, that came up. All I had to put was Shakur Stevenson gas station. So let's see. I'm going to share my window. My tab, I mean. And it's basically this. Let me see if I could. Can y'all see that? Oh, hold on. So there he is. See how he falls? He falls though. But he's like right there. Like, see, he's like. It's just a lot of people there. And again, like, I feel like maybe because, I don't know. Because everybody was there and it was kind of like a mosh pit type of thing. But as you can see, Shakur is right there. He's the one screaming. And so, oh my God, what is that? Oh, that's the music on this. Oh, it's someone doing commentary. But yeah, like there he is. He's just, yeah. It wasn't a good look because you saw that. See how they're like all ganging up on her. So, yeah, that was that. And of course, that caught up to him, and I don't know if he ever commented on it. I didn't see if he did, at all. Let's see. Now we're talking about Ryan Garcia. Brown got one says right as the more he was running back to Tank fight. Now Cabbage Tank is gonna make him wait. I just feel like I didn't see that fight happening right away either. I don't care what De La Hoya says. I don't think that fight happens right away. I don't think it's good for Ryan's health to take Tank right away after being vulnerable with you know, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama ese güey? I forgot already. Fuck. ¿Cómo se llama? Campbell. Right? I'd be like, hey, how about you sharpen up your defense and then maybe? But shit. See that garbage Broner fight? Okay, so do you guys want to start talking about the Broner fight? I'm gonna keep it 100% with you guys. I only saw bits and pieces of it. I did have the PPC. I was in Fresno with my uncle. We've been in quarantine this whole time, and I'm like, I need someone to talk to, and my uncle is in Fresno, and they also quarantine over there, so I went over there, and he doesn't have ESPN, so I had my laptop with ESPN Plus, but I was going back and forth between, I had the double screen with the PBC card, but I wasn't really into it, so I just put the Top Rank card, and then PBC, the only time I tuned into PBC was for the Wall in Brazil fight, which I'm like, oh, this is for sure going to be a knockout, and Brazil looked like ass. I'm sorry. Brazil looked like ass. And I was expecting the knockout, but it wasn't happening. So I'm like, I'm not missing Gay Flores for this. And then, you know, after Valdez delivered that spectacular knockout, I'm like, we were too hype. Like, me and my uncle, we were crying, we were happy, we were drinking, we were just talking about it. And I just could not go and be on that anymore. I just couldn't. How did he do? I did ask. I remember I tweeted, did Broner look good? Right? Because that was everybody's excuse. When he missed weight, everybody's like, it's not about the weight. It's about how if he looks good or not. All right. So let's see if he looks good. But I never went back and checked because I was like drinking and I forgot. Did he look good? You guys? Did Broner look good? He said he spoke with somebody and he said he hopes Oscar wasn't playing with him. He didn't. I remember he said something like, I wish Oscar would like pick up the phone or something like that. Like, I wish Oscar was more attentive or something like that. Miguelito says Shakur is probably regretting not taking that Josh Warrington fight. Yeah, Josh Warrington looked like ass against a Mexican. ¿Cómo se llamaba? Lara, right? Lara, what was his first name? But I love the post-fight interview. He was like so humble and he knows that like he was there to just lose. And I just could not like ever. I laugh. I know it sounds mean, but I laugh because I feel like this is now Eddie Hearn's brand to like bring guys from overseas and have them beat his dudes up. Or like I can't remember the last time that Eddie Hearn like had one of his like stable fighters besides Joshua win recently. Like Paveka completely fucked up White. Like to the point where White's claiming that he was never hurt. Like, dude, you got hit hard then, because if you think that motherfucker didn't hit you hard or that you weren't out, then this is more serious than we thought. Right? So I feel bad for Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns just keep taking L's. His fighters just keep losing to Mexicans. Like that is just sad. Adi says congratulations to Frank. Valdez definitely impressed me and improved so much. Yes. And again, like I think because we all were wrong, and it's easier to be like, we fucked up. And we fuck up in boxing sometimes. It's boxing, and that's the beauty of it. Shakur's, yeah, I just read that. Everyone, and I just want to say that Miguel, he told me he wouldn't meet me in Texas because I'm going to the Virgil Ortiz fight versus Maurice Hooker. And I told him, hey, we should hang out. We should meet up. And he said, only if I eat a Taco Bell chicken taco. Right? It's like a chicken sandwich taco. And he said, I'm not going to hang out with you until you eat that. He eats Taco Bell, you guys. Just letting you know. Ryan looked really lost, by the way, in that fight. Yeah, I've been seeing that he's been having a lot of interviews with Fight Hype, and he said he got married and all that stuff. So good for him. Micah says Cancio beat Shakur. What? Hold up. I don't know about that. I know Cancio's like a bad bitch, and he comes back from his defeats, but he hasn't fought in a long time, which I feel like that would kind of like not give him the edge. It wasn't just a regular hook ahead. It was a tempo that took out balance equilibrium. Exactly what happened to Joshua. Yeah, I feel like he was doing very well targeting him. You know. Oh my god, Tengo like I'm congested. You guys hear that? Ew. It should be an easy fight. Both top ranked. Both at 130. Yes, and that's what I mean. I feel like Valdez has a lot of options at 130, whether he wants to just defend his title with the likes of like Gancio and everybody else at 130 that Top Rank has, or if he wants to unify immediately and try to fight Jamal Herring, that's also an opportunity. Frampton works very close to Top Rank, so let's say even after he loses, I always wanted to see Valdez versus Frampton at 126. Like that was a dream matchup for me. Never happened because they both moved up, and then Frampton and all that. So I would have still loved to see that. I feel like Valdez has a lot of nice options at 130, being in the Top Rank stable. Brown says, I can see Shakur styling on Valdez, using his footwork, jabbing him while Valdez defends with his face and chasing him all night. Well, that's what happened with Joette, right? But I think Valdez again has proved that he is not someone to be making predictions off of, because he does change his style based on who he fights and based on the opponent. The preparation changes. I remember Shakur beating up some guy in the parking lot. Can't remember the female situation. Well, I think it's because they were all right there. Like they were all in the same place together. That Ivysaur, it's Bulbasaur actually. And then it's Bulbasaur. I have Nacho Libre. And then I have dumbass tattoos, yo. And then I have a Charmander. My nails aren't dirty. Okay, I dyed my hair black, or half black, half pink. And when I touch my hair, it gets black. Like my fingers get black. So don't be like, then this bitch has nasty ass nails. No, it's my head. Okay. But yeah, I have dumbass tattoos, but that's me. He was beating up a guy. There was two girls there. Boxrec actually said Shakur's mugshot. No way. Really? I never had to look up his. That's crazy. Damn. I was just starting to like Shakur too. Yeah, that's why I hate when like you like someone and then some shit comes out about them. I heard they're making Fortuna versus Ryan next. I thought they were trying to make Fortuna versus Haney, which is also dangerous. There, weren't they making Fortuna versus Haney, or is that not it? I don't even know. Everybody's claiming stuff. Nothing happens. Luis says, I didn't watch the fight, but I couldn't believe the punch stats were 207. 90 punches for Ibro of Santiago. Wait, Broner only landed 98 punches? That is very on brand for Broner. Fortuna can't make that power. It's not dangerous. I mean, I think it's dangerous because people like are really on a Fortuna high right now because PBC has done really well in like bringing him up. Micah Johnson boxing Fortuna can always crack. Solana can KO. I think Ryan will be 6-1 favor and Fortuna will be cold. Ooh. Let's see. Ryan's power is different. I don't think it's power as much as it is just people not expecting that punch because he's fast as fuck. It's hard to protect yourself from a punch you can't see coming. So I feel like it's the speed. I'm not saying he can't crack. He definitely has power behind his punches. But I think it's more the speed that like fucks people up. Broner lost when he finally started letting his hands go after chilling for fight. So he pulled like a Lomachenko. He was kind of just like, and you think he lost. So was it like a majority decision, split decision, or like it was unanimous? I need to know. Maybe I'll watch it. I gotta go pick up my kids at 8, but I'll probably watch it after. I did not watch it. I was the only fight that I was excited for in that card was again Wallin. I know I said Wallin like Wally, but Wallin versus Brazil, and that was just like yes, Wallin was like cracking him, but I did not want to miss the Flores versus Jason Velez fight, so I was just like, yeah. I think it'll be like Sosa versus Fortuna, but a bit earlier finish. Ooh, Sosa versus that was good. That was a good one. That was a good fight. You see what Tank? I think the only thing I saw that Tank said was that he was shocked. I think everybody was shocked. What did he say? A ver, dime el chisme, Chris. Dime el chisme. Broner landed 0 punch. So it was like Bartholomew versus Robert Easter Jr., where none of these motherfuckers were seeing. See, it's hard because Broner proves time and time again that like we shouldn't be giving him our time and attention. And they're still giving him main event like slots. And that's crazy to me. I don't see any 135-pounder mentioning Lomachenko. Their excuse is he doesn't have a belt. But, well, I think mostly is that Lomachenko has not been very, ¿cómo se dice? Busy on social media right now. I feel like he's taking a little break right now from social media. So I feel like maybe since he kind of like disappeared off to the side a little bit, people are not like mentioning him, I feel like, right? Maybe? And he is still very high risk, low reward because yes, Lomachenko beat him, but Lomachenko took Teofimo beat Lomachenko, but Teofimo took away Lomachenko's every advantage, also with the size advantage, right? He did everything that Berchel couldn't do against Valdez. So like I just feel like he's still a force to be reckoned with guys that are more his size and who have a different style that are going to let him be able to use his angles like he usually does. Oh Lord. Tank said he folds. I think he said something like I'll fold him, right? Somebody said like, oh, this fight next, and he's like, I'll fold him like a baby, or I'll tuck him in like a baby or something like that. As much as I would love to fantasize about that fight, I feel like it won't happen because of the PBC versus top rank bullshit. Unfortunately. All these young fighters only want to fight on Twitter and Instagram Live. Kinda, sometimes. It was so hard to watch. The fight? Broner was his usual self and got a gift decision. I feel bad for the other guys all the time because they literally train and they work their asses off just to come and lose because of politics. That is sad, right? Feed Broner to Virgil. Oof. Dude, Virgil versus Broner with Schmack. Weren't they like talking about it once when Virgil Ortiz posted a picture with Broner? And he said, oh, I'll always respect Broner because he took a picture with me when Mike Tyson turned me down or something like that. And then he's like, I would love to fight him one day. And Oscar de la Hoya, I remember, commented, easy money. Dude, I'm excited for Virgil Ortiz's career. Like that'd be good. Fuera, fuera, fuera. Um, yeah, Broner just needs to get his ass kicked again, like he did with Maidana. So, and I know like there's people who are like, "Oh, don't be mean to Broner. Like he's trying to stay out of trouble." Because he said that after, right? He's like, "I'm trying. Boxing is the only way I stay out of trouble." And it's like, yes, you can box, and he can still very much be part of the boxing scene. However, treat him as a contender. Treat and people are like, "Oh, it's because he trash talks and all the show that he does prior to the fight that is what sells the fights." But we can't keep letting him do that, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we've seen it time and time again where he talks about, oh, I'm gonna beat his ass, I'm gonna beat his ass, and then he doesn't throw any punches come fight night. So I'm not saying completely disregard him and throw him out to the wolves, but treat him like any other contender. Don't put him on a mini event. Don't pay him the high purses he demands. Treat him like someone who is, now a gatekeeper. I don't know. I don't know why the obsession with trying to turn him into a star when he's clearly not up for that. I don't like that. Tank said he took Valdez in like a baby. I saw that one. Oh my god, he's crazy. Um, Tank said, yeah, I saw that one. It was pretty funny. The rumor has it that we're gonna get Broner 5 million for Ortiz. That'd be a good fight. I do think that Ortiz would beat Broner, and then it'd be funny because the guys that have beat Broners have come from Garcia, right? Robert Garcia. By the way, speaking of Garcia, did you guys see that video that Mikey posted? I think everybody saw it by now. I tweeted it like I was sad as fuck last night, just sad as fuck for some reason. And I was like scrolling through Instagram and I saw that video, and that's like the only thing that made me laugh. So I don't know if you guys saw it. I tweeted it and it got like a bunch of likes because people were like, it was funny, right? I'm gonna play it for you guys because it was fucking funny. Uh, it was funny to see, to see cómo se llama Mikey, playing. Oh my god, a prank on his brother. Let's see it. Let me share it. Let me see. Let me see if it plays. Play. It's not playing. What in the heck? Maybe if I play it from my Twitter? What's happening? Oh, there it is. Oh, Mike, down. Yes, Mike. Go down, man. Come on. Oh, fuck. Mike. Get away. Ay, ay, güey. Ay, nos vamos a voltear, cabrón. Don't do this, Mike. Ay, Mike. Please, Mike, please. Mike, stop. Mike. You're a fucking asshole. It was I mean un pinche carro for me, dude. Oh my god. He was like terrified. He was terrified. He was literally like the equivalent of Yahweh, por favor. He's like, nos vamos a voltear. Dude, that shit was hilarious. Brown says he was like, no manches. That video was hilarious. He said, for reals. He said, for reals, Mike with an S. For reals! For reals, Mike. That shit made my night, dead ass. Okay, let's get back to this. Virgil versus Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz would quit against Virgil, like, in the second round. Let's be real. But Victor Ortiz is a piece of shit. He's done, like, some fucked up shit to women, too. So, hey, freedom to Virgil. But because I feel like, the whole stablemate thing. Well, they weren't stablemates, but Like he's been with Garcia before and all that. I feel like that would play a part. Let's see. Adi says Lily, according to Eddie Hearn, he's trying to make Haney versus Lina. Oh, that's right. And Oscar's trying to make Fortuna versus Ryan Garcia. I feel like whoever wins, that would be like, this is like a little tournament, and it's like, okay, well, let's see who if Haney beats Linares and Ryan beats Fortuna, then let them go at it. Or fuck it, if Linares beats Haney and Fortuna beats Ryan, sorry, let them go at it. Either one, right? Like, I feel like at this point, that division is so stacked that there's no reason why they shouldn't all be fighting each other anyway, just like the welterweight division, right? The welterweight division, they're all kind of just fighting each other. Eventually, it's going to get there too, right? And I feel like it should be like that with 135. Everybody's so good in that weight class. Everybody's doing like their own thing and looking good. So I feel like that should definitely happen soon. And I don't care who loses. I don't care who wins. Let them all fight each other. Fuck it. Did you see how big Theo got? Big as in like chonky, or big as in like buff? Shit, maybe he's like ready to go to 140. He's like, fuck it, I'm not. Because he. The thing is that, like, I understand how people are like, oh, well, Teofimo should be, not asking for that much money in the pandemic and not trying to get a bigger purse bid or whatever, right? But him and his dad literally talk about the other guys are not worthy of fighting them. And I have to disagree with that. I really like Teofimo Lopez, but I don't like this attitude of, what do we get out of beating Ryan Garcia? What do we get out of fighting all these other guys? Like, what do you mean? We all want to see these fights. I cannot find one person who was like, nah, I don't want to see Teofimo fight all the other top dudes at 135. I'd rather he fight somebody at 135 than move up, and challenge someone at 140. And I know he's going to probably wait for the winner of Ramirez versus Taylor, but I don't like that attitude. Like, I like Teofimo, I do. But I don't like that attitude of, what do I get out of, like, who are they type of thing, right? I would love to see those fights. He did get strong, though. I loved his reaction to, like, Valdez knocking out Berchelt. He, like, literally, like, zoomed all around. Like, he was literally, like, running around the arena, just like, around the bubble, just, like, literally celebrating, too. Or not, maybe not, just, shocked. Shooketh, like us. Micah says Top Rank scams the fighters, to be fair. Well, that's another argument where I don't like to talk about promotional companies and money, but I do see that people do bring up good points when talking about how Top Rank tries, it is their job to try to get their fighter the best purse, instead of being, mad about their fighters trying to get the best purse. But I think we're in a pandemic, right? We're in a panoramic. We shouldn't be that demanding. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Haney does need to step up, though. Yeah. See, that's the thing with Teofimo. Teofimo literally, people don't like him, and I see that. But he, as corny as it sounds, as cliche as it sounds, he did dare to be great. Teofimo not only got a title by beating Comey, but then immediately went and tried for a title with, arguably, for most people, the top pound for pound, or top 3, or top 5, top 10, whoever the fuck. Who else has done that? And I know people will say the same thing about Tank, like, oh, he fought a 4-division world champion, but as I like Tank, I love Tank. He's great. He's an amazing fighter. I don't think that him fighting a guy who started contending at 118, who never had power to begin with, makes it like, oh, just because, Leo Santa Cruz was looking good the first few rounds. Of course he was going to look good. He's a fucking 4-division world champ, and he is a veteran, right? And he is good in his craft, but I think everybody saw it coming, right? The brutal knockout. And I feel like if I was ranking these guys based on resume alone, no one can fuck with Teofimo because he has been fighting top, you know, guys that are actually ranked, first of all, and then got a title. And instead of like taking pancake defenses, he went straight for the top dog, right? So he, as I guess, as annoying as it can be, hearing him be like, I'm up here. He is. He earned the right to do that when he defeated Lomachenko in the way that he did. Now, next up, I feel like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, I feel like I would favor everybody else over Ryan Garcia. I want, the top guys at 135. I would favor Teofimo over Ryan. I would favor Tank over Ryan. Haney probably, right? But Ryan is also a dude who's a dude who's been getting better with competition as he goes, and you got to give credit where credit is due, because he fought Campbell, and if he does fight Fortuna next, or whether it's Fortuna or Linares, those are good fights. So those are good names on your resume. Devin Haney's best guy in his resume is probably Gamboa, right? And it's like, but Gamboa is just, he's older news, right? He's not the Gamboa that he was at 140, right? Or the Gamboa that was just badass back, a couple years ago. So between that and then, Haney, like Tank, again, it's like, same. I think Pedraza, in my opinion, I think that's his best name in his resume. Pedraza, he gave Pedraza an ass beating at the time. Pedraza was, a really good contender, really good champ. So I feel like I would probably have it based on resumes. Teofimo, Ryan, Tank, and then Devin Haney at the very last. So I think Haney needs to step it up and not be waiting on Ryan Garcia, who clearly doesn't prioritize him, right? And again, this is not me taking jabs at Haney or Tank, or I'm just saying that based on resume. So don't come for me, please. Don't come for me. Let's talk about we didn't talk about that fight because I didn't go live. I didn't go live last week. Comey, that was a great comeback. I had interviewed Phoenix Jackson here in my channel, and he said he was ready. He was very excited for this fight, but then he got schlepped. Comey did that whole little, he did a kung fu kick. He was like celebrating. So good shit by Comey. I think he proved that yes, Teofimo beat him, but it's fucking Teofimo, and he proved that he's like the shit. So he said, hey, yeah, maybe Teofimo beat me, but if I can get another shot at the title, I'm gonna take that shit, right? So I like that. I like that Comey victory. And then he cried too. When boxers cry, oh my god, no. When they were interviewing him and they asked him like, about the kids in Ghana, and he's like started crying because he's like, I failed the kids in Ghana. I'm like, oh my god, like I was so sad. I was like, oh. I hate when they cry. It makes me cry. Bob Arum slamming his own fighters in press. Yeah, Matt. By the way, hi Matt. How are you? Yeah, I feel like Bob Arum is either like claiming his fighter as the next Muhammad Ali and like, having him all the fuck way up here, holding him like this. Either he's doing that or he's like saying, oh, this fighter is ungrateful and I don't appreciate this, blah, blah, blah. He is old though, like ya dio el viejazo, ya está chocheando, like Bob Arum ya está chocheando, right? Like he needs to just sit ringside with his little blanket and just watch the fights. Just be like, and just enjoy the fights. Like just shut up. Don't do interviews because he acts crazy. But it's fucking Bob Arum. Like I feel like he's paid his dues, so he's gonna be acting crazy. Did you get into a fight this weekend? Me? Why am I swollen? Is it because of my eye? Yeah, this eye. I don't know what's happening to it. It looks like I am like Virola. It looks like I'm like my eyes swollen. But no, I didn't sleep much last night, so I think that is what it is. Guys, I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. I'm gonna go get a nose job. So next time when you guys see me on here, I'm gonna be like, by the way, yeah, no, I did not get in a fight. I was drinking, but I think I would remember if I got in a fight. Teofimo turned into a diva, but he deserves it, Ari. You can't. Okay, deserve is not a good word for this, but it's excused. I feel like he earned that. He earned that. He beat a guy that very few people gave him chances to beat Lomachenko. And even the people who were calling Lomachenko a hype job, right? They still didn't think Teofimo would beat him. So I think he earned that right. Pero sí se está pasando de verga un poquito. Ya valió verga. You know what? I'm gonna play that clip before we go. Leo a Hall of Famer to be. Yes, he is. Yes, and I see this argument a lot. Oh, well, Leo's a future Hall of Famer. Leo's a 4 division world champion. Leo was looking good. To me, this was just another Amir Khan versus Canelo. He was gonna look good while he could, and eventually he was gonna get caught. And it wasn't a matter of if; it was a matter of when. So yes, I was like, oh, yeah, Leo looks good, but there was not 1 ounce of doubt in my mind that Gervonta was gonna sleep him in devastating fashion. Like, I never doubted that once in my head. In my opinion, I think Haney beats everybody 135. I would love to see it. Probably. But unless he starts trying to, I want him to start trying to. Let's see. Who's Haney's new trainer? Oh, I don't know. Did they ever reveal who it was going to be? Because I remember his dad gave that interview and said no. I just saw your comment, Adi, that YouTube blocked that Bob Arum needs to fuck off. No, does anybody know? Anybody in the comments? I know that he said that he was retiring as his trainer, but I didn't see who was going to take over. Tanahara might be Haney. What? Micah, you're saying some crazy shit today. Tanahara has a really good jab. Tanahara has a really solid fucking jab. I just think that he's shown to get overwhelmed with pressure fighters. Though Haney is not really a pressure fighter, so perhaps, right? But Tanahara has a really solid fucking jab. I just can't see anything else that shines, But shit, that's a good fight to make too. I forgot where I heard this, but when Comey went back after 2 losses, they all lost. All his people welcomed him back, and open arms are proud of him. Shit, I'd be proud of him. Like, I hate when people are mean to boxers after they lose. Like, and it's, again, Teofimo proved that he's just, on some other level. So, you know what I mean? It's not letting me highlight some of your comments. Like, it's so weird. Arturo, I'm trying to highlight your comment, and this thing is not letting me. Oh, there it is. Hi, Arturo, ¿cómo estás? Xicana, panito, te agarraron las abejas. No, do I look swollen? I think because I was drinking. I drank a lot this weekend at my uncle's house because we were just drinking in his backyard. What if I do this? I think I'm swollen because I was drinking, guys. Broner versus Khan? That would be like those type of like clown fights that I would like to see. Fuck it. I would like that, Arturo. I'm not mad at that. Las abejas de Animal Crossing. Oh my god, I love you. Let's see. Thank you, Was the Streets Created. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are awesome sauce to me. Floyd Senior's training Haney. I wouldn't doubt it. Like, he's always at the Mayweather boxing gym. Llegué tarde. ¿Alguien sabe qué le pasó al alacrán? Se veía todo rígido. Pues mucha gente está según diciendo que era porque le dio el COVID, right? Let's look at the knockouts, at the knockdowns, and ultimately the knockout. Before we go, let's see. Rochelle versus Valdez. This weekend, what else do we have besides Canelo and Yildirim? I don't remember. Tanahara has really deep resume. Watch what he does to Machado. Oh, fuck! I forgot he's fighting Machado. That's going to be a fucking good fight. Holy shit. How did I forget that? Machado. Well, I was looking forward to Tanahara fighting, ¿cómo se llama? The Filipino kid that fights under Freddie Roach. ¿Cómo se llama? The one that lost to Linares too. Fuck. Guys, I have not slept well, so like, se me va la onda. What's that guy's name? The one that Tanahara was supposed to fight, but then that guy got like food poisoning or something. What's se llama? That Filipino guy that is trained by. Someone tell me before I fucking lose my mind. But I was really. Mercito Gesta. Thank you, Arturo. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Mercito Gesta. I was looking forward to Tanahara versus Mercito Gesta, but you know, he got food poisoning or some shit. All right, let's see. It says Oscar Valdez was knockout of the year. Okay, let's see if we can see. How long is this one? Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with y'all. Dude, he literally Pacquiao Berchelt. Like, Berchelt got Pacquiao. Let me share my screen. Let's see it because I feel like this deserves ultimate replays. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. And let's play it. Maybe if I lower the volume too. That left hook was just landing. Look at Bambi legs. And then he started complaining about like rabbit punches. Oof. On his ass. Dude, I could not believe to this day, and it's been only 2 days. Ooh! It don't get old. Oof. Power rod in the kisser. That was crazy. Let me see. He proved me wrong. Shit. He was sad that ¿cómo se llama? Chavez Sr. was picking Berchelt to win. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this. I'm just looking through Miguel's timeline right now. Let me show you guys this before I go. I'm just look at this graphic. Isn't that cool? I'm not even showing you guys. That's a cool graphic. Tiene un alacrán, get it? It's an alacrán. But Miguel said that looks like Fernando Vargas and not Oscar. But he has, atrapó el alacrán. But I'm trying to show you guys that when he said ya valió verga, I feel like the fight should have been stopped when he said that. If your fighter's telling you ya valió verga, I feel like that's your cue to stop the fight as the corner. What the fuck? Oh shit, I'm not even in Miguel's timeline anymore. I'm just scrolling. Okay. Let's put that video where he says ya valió verga. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. He literally he's so defeated. Let me put it. He is so freaking defeated. The way this video doesn't show when he walks to the corner, but the way he's even walking to his corner, he's so defeated. Wait, hold on. What the hell? There.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, come on, man. You want me to stop it? No.
He is so defeated when he says that. Like, he is so freaking defeated. Valdez. Oh, sorry. Oh. Okay. Arturo said, but if he Berchelt legs since the beginning stiff as fuck, probably Valdez speed. Yeah. I feel like Valdez was landing the shots initially. Like, he came in and was like, no, you're not going to try to bully me. Le dijo. You have to play Ya Valió Verga. Oh my god, I'm gonna add it to my soundboard because my soundboard has all the all the sounds that we need. I have, let me see. My soundboard has Broner.
What did you think about the fight?
My soundboard has Broner.
Everybody out there know I beat him.
It has.
Everybody out there know I beat him. But let me talk something.
Shit, ain't don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking
A
about.
remix.
You know what I'm talking about, man. Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man.
Don't ain't nobody believe in Google? And then I have.
To this day. To this day. To this day.
I definitely need to add Ya Valió Verga. And I need to add the one Chris sent me with Harrison and Charlo when he's like, look at him. Pitiful. Valdez. He never recovered from the first left hook al tiempo. No, he didn't. Durrell versus shut him down on. The fuck? I keep hearing noises. Oh my god, there's a ghost. Valdez, early candidate for Fighter of the Year. Yeah, but it's really early. It's super early in the year, but this is a great way to start the year. What about the scorecards? I heard the one Max DeLuca had like the first 3 rounds for Berchet, which to me is like, what the fuck were you watching? That did not sit right with me. I'm gonna try to be a judge. I feel like at this point, like, what are the qualifications? Because all these motherfuckers blind as fuck. To this day. Yeah, you have to be super connected. They all know each other. And I'm definitely going to try to become a judge here. Dude, just, oh my god, do a better job than these motherfuckers. So lastly, let's look at the boxing schedule for this upcoming week. As we know, it's Canelo Fight Week. Yay. It's Canelo Fight Week, but it's, kind of hard to get into the spirit because, Yildirim is kind of like a dumb opponent. But imagine Yildirim sleeps Canelo, then we'd just be like, fuck. Okay, February 26th, Daniel Scardina versus Cesar Nunez. 12 round super middleweights. Francesco, these are Italian people? Yeah, Italy, yeah. I saw the names and I'm like, huh. And then Kazakhstan. Oh, they're fighting in Kazakhstan on the 27th as well. Stephen Ward versus Kamshibek Kunyaveyev. Also, lots of names I can't pronounce. And of course, Miami, Florida. Canelo Alvarez versus Avni Yildirim. 12 rounds for Alvarez's WC and WBA super middleweight titles. And Julio Cesar Martinez versus Williams Arroyo. That's the one I want to see. That's the one I'm trying to see, you guys. I'm trying to see that one. Let me show you guys, by the way. Let me show you guys so you guys can see it. So I'm trying to see that one. Julio Cesar Martinez versus McWilliams Arroyo. That's going to be fucking lit. I'm excited for that. Diego Pacheco versus Rodolfo Gomez, which, as you guys know, Diego Pacheco is signed to Matchroom. He's been looking pretty sharp. Tall as fuck ass Mexican kid. Skinny. Very, very powerful. He's getting a lot of knockouts. So I'm excited to see how Diego Pacheco is going to be developing in this fight. And then, of course, Alexis Espino, also a Golden Boy fighter. Up and coming. Definitely like to see him. Mark Castro, who just made his pro debut, is now fighting Raul Corona in 4 rounds. And then Aaron Aponte versus Harry Gigliotti. And then Sean Davis versus Lester Brown. And of course, we have on Fox, like somebody mentioned it earlier, Anthony Durrell versus Karen Davis, 12 rounds super middleweights. Anthony Durrell, I'm excited to see how he's going to look like coming back now. And then we have Jesus Alejandro Ramos versus Jesus. Jesus versus Jesus. Jesus Emilio Bojorquez, 10 rounds welterweights. And then Vito Mielnicki Jr. against Noel Alejandro, 8 rounds. There's a lot of boxing on Saturday. One in London, which I'm not going to pronounce. One in New Zealand. Oh, Joseph Parker versus someone else also mentioned that. 12 rounds. Jesus, there's a lot of boxing on the 27th. But for the people that have like multiple devices, you guys are gonna be chilling, right? It should be good. And yeah, you guys, I hope you guys have a good night. Oh yes. Hold on, let me answer some other questions. Canelo was a turkey punching bag. Five versus Parker this week. Yes, 27. So we're gonna get in a dispute about with Charlo and the other dude. I can't spell his name. Castaño. That'd be good. I'm familiar with Castaño because when I'd be going to the gyms, Castaño was there with his team. He has a twin brother, by the way. Which they always joked around the gym that they're twins, but that Castaño, Brian Castaño, his twins brother's name's Alan. That he was the talented brother, and that his brother Alan was just he ain't shit. Like Oscar Negrete, because it was always all these guys there, and Oscar Negrete recently lost to Ronnie Rios. I remember interviewing Oscar Negrete, and we were talking about the Argentinians, right? And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I really like Brian Castaño and Alan Castaño, and he's like, oh, but it's Brian Castaño who's the real deal. He's like, el otro vale verga. And I was like, bro, like that's the shit you hear at the gym that just makes it worth like going there early and watching the sparring. Drew versus Bolivita 3, I need to see that. Dude, that'd be lit. That'd be actually lit. I wouldn't mind that, especially right now in the COVID times. Hello, David Avalos. How are you? Ya nos vamos. But hello from Colorado to you. To Colorado. I'm in Long Beach. I'm not from Colorado. Ryan Castaño is a good-looking güerito who fought at 130 and challenges. Well, Brian Castaño, I think he told me that he beat Crawford in the amateurs. Because I would just talk to them. The Argentinian guys are so cool. Like, they're so chill. They're funny. I have them all on social media. They're funny as fuck. And I think he mentioned to me that he beat both Porter and Crawford in the amateurs. Which I know the amateurs don't mean shit. But it's cool things to, like, look back to, right? Like, it's cool to be like, oh, shit, that happened in the amateurs? That's pretty lit. I think he mentioned that he beat Crawford in the amateurs. So that's interesting. Again, the amateurs don't mean shit in real life, in real pro fights, but it was a nice fun fact that he told me. Miguel, shut the fuck up. I'm leaving. Everybody tell Miguel, shut the fuck up. I'm leaving, by the way. One of the Castaños beat Spence. It was him. The other one, he's not so good. He's not very good. Was it Spence or Crawford? I don't remember. He was talking to me and he was telling me all the guys that he beat in the amateurs. But yes, again, fuck you, Miguel. Everybody, I'm going to be leaving to Mexico on Saturday morning. I'm going to be leaving to Tijuana. And I'm going to be I might try to go live from the hotel. But if the internet is trash, then obviously not. But I'm going to be for 2 weeks in León, Guanajuato. I also rented a Airbnb with internet. So if I do have access to good internet there, I'm also going to take my own hotspot just in case. But I'll try to go live. I'm back on writing boxing, and I'm trying to write more consistently. So I do have an article up on last night's fight on XicanaBoxing.com. You guys can go check it out. Even if you don't read, just go click it and like browse through it, please. And yeah, just, check it out. I'm going to try to, after I come back, because like I said, I'm going to go get a surgery. When I come back, I'm going to try to make more content. I know I always say that, but I promise, like, I work too much for my 9 to 5 and I don't like it. So I think I'm going to tell them that I can only work 4 days and then dedicate a whole day just to make content and write. I want to write and video content too, but I think I prefer like the whole live thing because I can talk to you guys and it's faster, right? I don't have to like sit down and make sure the cameras are. And I'm also, I don't know if you can tell, like it's a fucking mess in here. I'm trying to change my whole setup from here to my room. I'm in the living room right now. I'm switching it to my room, and that way I can like do videos all the time and not just like at night I could just be like, oh, I'm gonna make a video. So yes, I'm gonna try to, once I come back, try to make both at least once a week a video just recapping shit, and then a live also every like either Sunday or Monday. And yeah, and writing, because I love writing, and shit, I'm a fucking badass writer, y'all didn't even know. Take me to watch a sparring session, please. Of course, let's see. Hopefully, I mean, I have not tried to go to any gyms right now because of the whole COVID situation. Fuck this bilingual shit, man. I have not been able to go. I mean, I haven't asked, but I don't want to like ask right now. Like, hey, can I go see you spar? Because these guys are preparing themselves for fights, and I've had COVID before, so it's like I would hate to go in there and someone gets COVID and they blame it on me, right? So I would just not. Thank you, Arturo. You're so cute. You're so nice. The website is www.chicanaboxing.com, just like how it's spelled on the. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys. Before I go, because I have to go pick up my boys. Let's see. So here you're gonna go to Oh, it's right there. And you get it. Oh wait, I'm not even fucking showing you. Oh, it's not going. Oh, there it is. So here's my website. I don't even think I told y'all I had like the website where I put my interviews and stuff, but here it is. It's gonna be in the front. And you're gonna click it. No coupons. Thank you very much. And then it's right here. And it's just Xicanaboxing.com. I posted it on Twitter if you guys want to follow me on Twitter and just get the link directly through there. And yeah, just like scroll through it, be like, oh, right? Yeah. Check it out. I'm gonna be writing more often. See what I mean? I just talk like, and I am going to Dallas. I am going to Dallas. Yes, I have my plane ticket. I have everything. I rented an Airbnb. If you guys want to say hi to me in Dallas I'm going on March. I'm going to be landing there March 19th. And I'm going to be there for the Virgil Ortiz versus Maurice Hooker fight. I think that's going to be a great fight. And I am going to be in Dallas. So if anybody's from Dallas or is also going to that event and wants to like say hi to me, say hi to me. I'm probably going to have different hair than this. Most likely. My nose is going to be not this big. My nails are hopefully not going to be black from hair dye. And then you guys can say hi to me and we can drink a beer maybe if you guys drink. If not, we can drink some iced tea. But it's always lovely talking to you guys. I really appreciate you guys all the time because I'm lonely as fucking quarantine. Miguel, you can say hi if you're not scared to show face. If you're not scared to show face, you can say hi. I'm not going to the Estrada Chocolate fight because that's when I'm coming back. I'm flying back from Mexico to here. I mean, I'm flying from Tijuana. So I'm going to fly from León to Tijuana on Saturday morning. So I'll probably watch that card in TJ. And we'll see, you know? Shit. I'll probably I'll go to Hermosillo and watch that shit there. See if El Gallo can kick some ass. Like, my brain is fried. Anyway, Miguel, you can say hi if you're not scared to show face, okay? You guys have a good night. I'll see you guys probably either next Sunday. No, I'm going to be in Mexico. Either next Saturday. Fuck. I don't know. We'll figure it out, okay? For now, follow me on all the social media so you guys can see when I'm going live again, since I am really bad about posting it on here on time. So, yeah, you guys have a good night. I love you guys. Be safe. Don't do anything that